the ultra, another like insane challenge in itself. What was the hardest part about that? Was it training? Was it the race day? What do you think?
It was 100% race day. Race day was by far the hardest. And it was the hardest out of the 3 big challenges I've done on race day. So they're all different in their own way. The Ironman was very hard with training. Training for Ironman was very hard. It's very taxing on the body. A lot of time, like your whole day is eat up basically. Because you're training twice a day most of the time and you're working, so your days are gone. When it comes to bodybuilding, it's the training again was probably the hardest because that's where you're locked in on your diet, your training. When you get to race, when you get to show day, it's easy. You're going up there and posing. It's over with at that point. And then the training for the ultra was the easiest to me because you're only training for one discipline. You're training for running, and that's it. So really, you only did 1 run a day. With Ironman, it was a little different because I was doing 2 disciplines a day. I was either swimming and biking, or swimming and running, or biking and running. So it was a lot more training that went into the Ironman. So the training for the ultra to me was the easiest. Now, don't get me wrong, I did do some long runs, some very long runs. And I ran a lot. I think I was doing 6 days a week. Yeah, I had 1 off day, so 6 days a week I was running. On the weekends, those are my long runs, just because I don't have work, so I got time to do them. So training was probably the easiest, but when it came to race day was by far the hardest, just because it's such a long drawn out day. It was literally over a day. It took me 28 hours and 35 minutes. So literally I was out there for over a day, no sleep, ran through the night. So race day is long. It was brutal. And yeah, so when it comes to like competition day, the ultra was by far the hardest, but the training to me was probably the easiest. So it's kind of weird how they differ from each other, the different challenges.
Was there any part of you that was, I guess in any of these, in like the triathlon, the bodybuilding, the ultra, were there times where you seriously considered quitting?
Oh, absolutely. Every not on race day, but during the training. Absolutely. I always, every single one of my big training preps that I did, every single one of them, I went through a real bad slump. And by slump, I mean like mental slump, not physical. I still did all my training and stuff for all of them, but I definitely went through like a mental slump where I was just wore out, tired, my body was give up. Like I really could have took a week off and let my body recover. But I didn't, just because I knew I had a crunch time. Like I only gave myself 6 months for each of these challenges to do, which is not smart. You should give yourself longer than that. I did it in a lot shorter time period than I should have. But yeah, I definitely went through a slump through each one of them where I was like, man, this sucks. I don't want to get up and train, because I do all my training in the morning before I go to work. So I'm up at 4 a.m. every day. And there's definitely a time period where you get in that rhythm of doing it every day, and it wears you out. It takes a toll on you mentally and physically. So you will go through that rut. Like I promise you, if you do if you go through a training prep like this, you're definitely going to go through a rut for sure. It's going to happen at some point in time, and you're going to want to quit, but you just got to, keep your mind on the mission. You got to know that going in is going to suck at some point, and you just got to push through it. That's just part of the prep. And I've just gotten used to it. Like I know at some point I'm going to want to quit, but I'm gonna keep going. And go ahead and sign up for it ahead of time. So you don't have no option. You don't have no option but to keep going, because you will. It's like the mountain valley, scenario. For every valley, there's gonna be a mountain after that. For every high, there's gonna be a low, and every low, there's gonna be a high. So you just gotta remember that. Keep that in the back of your head and keep pushing. And just know that you're not gonna be able to give it 100% all the time. You're gonna go through weeks where you can only give 70%, but you still gotta show up. Your training is not gonna be. You're not gonna go hard every single day. Your body goes through recovery periods. You're gonna push through, and you just gotta be smart about your training. Don't try to wing it. Follow a structured training plan. If you don't know what you're doing, hire a coach if you have the funds to do that. If you don't, do as much research as possible as you can online. A little life hack: go to ChatGPT and literally ask them to write you a plan, and they're pretty good with them. They're pretty good. So yeah, be smart about your training and build in some deload weeks into your training. This is gonna be great for your body to recover. Every single one of my training plans have had these kind of deload weeks. And for the bodybuilding show, it was kind of the opposite. It was kind of what you would call a refeed. So you'd actually give your body more food to recover. But for the endurance races, yeah, I definitely had deload weeks where I would I wouldn't quit training. I would still train, but the intensity was dialed way back. Less miles, things like that. So yeah, you just got to know going in, you're going to have ruts, and you just got to work through them, and you'll be glad you did.
Yeah, I trained for a half marathon last winter,